Joining us now is Mark Bankston, the lawyer representing Neil Heslin and Scarlett Lewis. Mark, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is my first televised interview since walking away from that courthouse. And I wanted to come here to TYT, support independent progressive media. I'm sure I'll have to do some corporate media down the road, but I wanted to come talk to you first.
Well, we really appreciate it. And let me just start off by thanking you, not because you're doing the show, although I do thank you for that, but we're living in this era where it feels as though there's never any justice served, where the bad guys get away with all sorts of terrible behavior meant to enrich themselves, meant to profit off of the pain and sorrow and suffering of others. And that moment has gotten a lot of attention because you caught him in such an obvious lie. And it felt good to see him scramble for some talking point in that moment. And so talk to me about how, you explain how you got the text messages to begin with, but what I'm curious about is, why do you think his lawyers didn't step in to ensure that you didn't use those text messages against him, citing attorney-client privilege? They failed to even do that.
Well, I mean, if you listen to Jones's people and his allies, they're now spreading conspiracy theories that gentleman who was a former member of the Eric Holder Justice Department must have done this intentionally and hatched this scheme to somehow destroy Jones. And now, Roger Stone's begging Jones to sue him and everything. But it's just one conspiracy after another. The real truth is, you had a lawyer who was in over his head, doesn't do civil law that much, did not know what to do to take his client's information seriously or how to protect it. So when I got that information and I saw that clock rolling out, knowing that Jones would hit the stand one day after it became free and clear, you just kind of wait and see if he does what he's supposed to do, and he did not. Most trials have a discovery period where these kind of secrets come out, so there are no Perry Mason moments of trial. But when you have a defendant who refused to cooperate with discovery for years, thumbed its nose at the court, this sort of time bomb was just sort of waiting to happen. But it took some real drop in the ball on the side of opposing counsel to allow that moment to happen. And I mean, I get what you're saying about sometimes it just doesn't feel like there's any justice in the world. It sure felt like one in that moment. I take down wrongdoers all the time. I just don't happen to do it on, live TV in front of an audience of millions in a perfect made for movie moment. There was a real poetic justice to it.